Hi, I'm meteorologist Tony Petrarca in the Pinpoint 12 Forecast Center. You've clicked on the Weather Now link on a weather alert. As nice as it is right now, these are pictures from Providence about 3:30 in the afternoon. Storm on the way for Thursday night and especially into Friday. Heavy rain, strong wind, potential for coastal flooding. We are most concerned about the wind potential, maybe even some scattered power outages by Friday. So a lot to cover. Let's first start with, what to expect. This hasn't really changed that much as far as rainfall from Thursday night into Friday, 1 to 3 inches. Winds are the big concern here out of the south, initially out of the south and southeast, and then turning west-northwest. Gusts of 45 to 65 miles per hour. High wind warning now has just been issued for the entire area. Goes into effect 1 o'clock in the morning on Friday, so essentially midnight Thursday night, extending through all of Friday and Friday night. Impacts, heavy rain would be some street flooding, some scattered power outages, coastal flooding possible at the time of the high tide, the early morning high tide on Friday. So here's where the wind watches and warnings are. In red, which is all of southeastern New England, all of Rhode Island, it's a high wind warning, meaning gusts anywhere from 50 to 65 miles per hour. Over the border in Connecticut, it's a wind advisory. You are very windy there, but the stronger winds would be in the areas in red. And this is late Thursday night and into Friday. So the threat tracker today, tonight, and really the daylight hours of Thursday low. We will bump it up to a high alert here late Thursday night and especially into Friday. Coastal flood watch is in effect for late Thursday night into Friday morning. We're most concerned about the early morning high tide on Friday around 7 a.m. Strong onshore winds, astronomical high tides may lead to minor to moderate coastal flooding. So this is something that we'll watch closely. At this point, there may be a 1 to 2 foot, what we call ocean surge coming in on top of the high tide. So something that, some of these roads right along the water may see some splash over, some flooding. In the meantime, it is clear. Let's widen out the view, and we're tracking really two systems. One is in the upper part of the atmosphere across the northern plains, the northern Rockies, moisture across the southeast, both kind of working in tandem to really wrap up an intensifying storm, which would be actually located across the Great Lakes. Hold on, try that one more time. Right in here, but out ahead of it, strong wind and some heavy rain. So when we take this into the future, let's stop things at about 10 o'clock in the morning. We are dry. Clouds are on the increase. You see that one system across the Central Plains, and a lot of moisture up and down the East Coast. As we get into Thursday evening at around 7, 8 o'clock, you do see at least some rain starting to work in. And then what's going to happen is this storm across the Atlantic is going to sort of merge or kind of phase with this developing storm through the Great Lakes, really wrapping up into a pretty big windstorm for the northeastern United States. Now, by Friday morning, it is rainy, windy, and very, very mild. This cold front, this blue line right in here, really means business as far as knocking down the temperature by Friday evening, Friday night. So you have one band of rain and wind with the warm front and another band of rain and wind with the cold front that comes through during the early afternoon. This is 2 o'clock. And then the blue behind the cold front is snow and very cold air. So as that front sweeps offshore, by Friday evening, early evening, the rain stops, but very cold, gusty air will rush in behind it. Just an incredible temperature drop coming up. Now, this is, we're going to start things off. This is Friday morning. Temperature is close to 60. And you can see the colder air, the cold front back in here. So while it's 60 in Providence, it's 11 above zero in Pittsburgh. And this is the rush of frigid air that's headed our way. Here we are, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That cold air is out in New York City and western Connecticut and then rushing in. So that by 11 o'clock Friday night, it's down to 20. So we start the day at 60. By 11 o'clock Friday night, it's down to 20. It's a 40-degree temperature drop during that time period. Rain, a lot of it. We're on the mild side of the storm, so there's no snow, even though there may be some snow showers Saturday. We don't have a snowstorm. 2.5, maybe even 3-inch rainfall amounts in that Thursday night, Friday time frame. Let's walk you through this evening and tonight. You're heading out running errands. The weather looks fine. Here we are. This is Thursday morning, 7 a.m. Partly sunny, upper 20s to around 30. Clouds thicken in the afternoon. And by the evening commute, what's coming through here in green is just some light showers. But the rain and the wind starts to pick up as we get closer to 11 o'clock and midnight, and it's really raining, and the wind is quite strong as we get into Friday. So no weather issues tonight, just, cold and dry, partly cloudy. Morning commute weather-wise on Thursday looks fine. 11 a.m., 39. Clouding up. Better part of the daylight hours of Thursday is dry. 5 o'clock in the evening, precipitation coming in is just a nuisance. It's light showers. As we get deeper into Thursday night and especially into Friday, that's when both the rain and the wind increasing and the concern starts to grow as far as the south coast, as far as any potential coastal flooding by the daybreak high tide on Friday. So a lot to cover. You certainly want to check back with us on our website, WPRI.com, our apps, and certainly check in with us during our evening and news and nighttime newscasts, and again tomorrow morning with Michelle. And keep in mind, with the kind of winds that we're forecasting, scattered power outages are possible by Friday, so do prepare for that.